And I thought Joel was, more efficient. He had 3 turnovers at halftime, if I'm not mistaken. So he had 1, and we had that talk. Joel, you got to be more efficient. All right, if he gets another shot, it's 8 for 16 and 4 turnovers, 20. Let's just say he has 3 turnovers in 27 minutes. I can live with that. If he gets another shot or 2, I'm fine with 8 for 16. He needs more rebounding is what I would tell him. And I don't know if they get it. I'm just telling them they all want to play somewhere for money. Well, you better listen to me. I've got 12 or 20 of them playing overseas at some point in time. And I'm just going to tell you guys that if you don't do these things, you could go overseas, but you'll be out of there in a year because you won't live nice, you won't eat right. They'll have you playing, but you will feel like unappreciated by what they're paying you. I've had kids come back after 1 year and say, I ain't doing it anymore, coach. And I have kids stayed over there for 7 or 8 years. You can help your situation now just like we all can by getting educated and continually improving ourselves with whatever it is, classes or whatever. We can elevate our economic status. These guys can too elevate themselves basketball-wise if they'll pay attention and try to pick up new tricks, for lack of a better word. And I'm hoping Joe will buy into that.
What was your assessment?
So far, I think he's handled coming off the bench pretty good.
Yep.
We're now, game 15 and not a technical. Though a couple of times it's been close. 1 foul today, I thought he was right.
Progress.
Yes, sir.
What was your assessment of Niall's game today?
Who?
Niall Smith.
Well, I think Niall had a good game, but he has to do a better job on defense. But he's only a freshman, and I got to keep reminding myself that he's a wonderful kid. Now he's a great kid. You can get on him and yes, coach, no, coach, and that shows me he's tough. I love tough kids. I love tough people.
He had 5 steals.
No, he's good. He's going to be fine.
Yeah. You still think?
I also think that Reed, Niall, one of the leaders on the team,
Yeah.
by far, 19 years old and maybe the best leader on our team. Freshman. So I'm happy for Niall. I'm happy for Reed. Reed has been sitting and not playing very many minutes, and I'm not hearing any complaining or bad body language from him or whatever. I'm very happy for Reed, and we need him to score like he did tonight.
Did you guys do anything differently for him out there?
No, did we do anything differently for you out there?
Nope.
If something happened, ask him when he talks up here. Something snapped in that head of his. Maybe he hit 1 shot, and that's what happens with shooters. He also drove to the basket a couple of times and scored. And I thought, that's what I tell guys. Instead of always trying to get your shot back with a 3, how about getting a layup or a free throw?
Yeah.
It can help you tremendously.
He even missed the 3, went and got the rebound, put it in.
Exactly. Great play. Great play. So we're happy for Mr. Kane.
And how did it feel to you pulled the club trillion last game? You came out there today and you were shooting lights out. I mean, in the second half, what changed for you once he put you in the second half?
I don't think it was anything that changed. I haven't been playing too much, been playing too well. I just know that whenever coach puts me in there, it's another opportunity, and I gotta take advantage of it. I mean, it wasn't just me though. The rest of the team, mostly I played well. It was just breakdowns on defense, giving up big threes that really killed us.
What was different about this game compared to some of the other losses recently was that you guys were down by a big margin, then you got all the way back and tied it late, and then it slipped away towards the end. Can you see your team improving in that sense, being more mature in the second half?
I mean, yeah, I think so. Early in the season when we get down, you could look to the bench and see people's heads down, their body language a little worse. But that's something we've been talking about is trying to stay level, whether we get up or down. You can't get too excited or too down on yourself because that's just going to lead to bad things, bad turnovers. It'll lead to people trying to make plays on their own. So, I mean, if we can keep staying at that level, keep our emotions level, playing together, that'll always help.
I mean, in the past, I just remember you as that spot up kind of shooter, you know, with Doug here trying to open up. But what's kind of changed because you're attacking the rim a lot more. I mean, has it been something that Casper said to you? Is it something that you're noticing yourself that you could be more aggressive? Or
Not really anything coach has said. I mean, he has told me to be a little more aggressive, but I feel like if my shot's not falling and I can get to the basket, like coach said earlier, making a layup or getting fouled and getting to the free throw line, those easy buckets, it just gives you more confidence, you know, it gives you more energy, maybe an adrenaline rush that'll help you play harder, play better.
did you notice the bench had that adrenaline rush too? Because they seemed to really get into it as soon as you made a couple of those and ones. You know, you attacked the rim.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everybody, we're a pretty close team, so you know, whenever somebody does something good, we're always trying to be there, pick each other up, and ride each other to the end.
And as a shooter, I mean, you got to tip your cap to Arkansas State. I mean, what did they go like 14 of 22? I mean, is that just something that as a player you're just like, all right, you guys have some breakdowns like you said, but when they're shooting like that, is there anything you can do against that?
I mean, just being there when they catch the ball, you know, not losing your man, because they had probably half of those shots were wide open, no contest, and when you're a shooter and you have it wide open, you're expected to make those shots, and that's what they did.
16 points tonight. I think that's a season high for you. You've gone higher than that. What Coach was saying that we needed to ask you what has gone into your slump before that. So what has gone into your slump? What happened before this game, really, do you think?
Honestly, I can't even tell you. Just
Think it's like a lack of minutes, or was it really?
I wouldn't say a lack of minutes. Maybe myself being not as aggressive out there offensively, and you know, if you play poorly on the defensive end and don't get rebounds, you know, it kind of gets you down, gets your confidence down. So I just been trying to stay confident, and you know, got to make the shots when I get them.
Singing that first one kind of relax you a little bit.
Maybe a little
like
bit.
Coach was saying.
A little bit.
Reed, Coach was mentioning something about leadership, and he was saying that, you know, pretty much the freshman that he mentioned, I don't recall the name, the freshman that he mentioned was pretty much the leader of the team.
Oh, Smith? No,
Smith, yeah. Are there any upperclassmen that you think should be filling that role instead of a freshman?
I mean, you can probably see on the court, he's a real big energy guy. You know, in practice, he's always talking, trying to get people more motivated. But on the other hand, us seniors, we try to do the same thing. Just it just stands out with him being a freshman and being new to the team. You don't usually see that, so it kind of stands out a little more in that aspect.
Reed, you guys, I mean, 3 years under Doug, and you guys had some tough starts, but then you guys turned it around.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're off to a tough start now, but you guys are fighting a lot harder now. Do you think it's closer now to getting turned around, getting closer to making things happen now?
Yeah, I can definitely see we're playing a little bit smarter. You can look at the box score. I think we played real well as a team, you know, distributing the ball. Only turned it over 12 times. I mean, it's a little high, but it's not as bad. But we had 9 assists. You know, this shows we're sharing the ball more and playing better as a team. So if we keep bringing it together like that and leaning on each other, it should turn around.